I got my buddies here with me. What's this? I got a lion. I got a bear. I got Mando. Oh, and FFR's playing Puyo Tetris. I guess that's kind of something.
Yeah. Just give me a second while I make my way to the very start.
So yeah, if you somehow missed the previous game, that is FFR Pro 21. He is playing Puyo Tetris. I am Dark Aries, also known as the guy who is probably not going to sleep during this week. So yeah, whenever you're ready to go, I guess count it down so Lurk can hit the timer.
Alright, here we go. Puyo Tetris in 3, 2, 1, go!
It's just getting comfy here. With my NASA throw pillows here.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're playing the story mode right now, right? That's what we're doing?
Yep, we're playing the good old adventure mode.
So there's a lot of cutscenes in the adventure mode. We clearly skipped that. They're fairly entertaining though if you ever decide to play the game. So if you do want to play this game, I recommend. Basically the plot is that Ringo, a girl in Puyo universe, and all of her friends, they do stuff, and then people from the Tetris universe like crash land because of space-time, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. And your goal is to try to get the two universes separated because it's not cool for giant Tetris blocks to fall. Like, if you look at the background of the playfield right now, where there's like giant Puyos and Tetraminos, that's like literally happening in the world. So imagine, like, I don't know, some apocalypse movie where like everything destructible is happening, crazy, but it's Tetris and Puyo.
Yeah, the story is pretty cool, pretty cute, and pretty cool.
So yeah, one of the things is, at least on the Tetris side, which I'm more familiar with, is that this is a guideline game. So if people don't know what a guideline game is, it's the Tetris company. They have a style guideline for every Tetris game that comes out where they need to fit a certain criteria, meaning that all the pieces have to be of a certain color, like the NES piece has to be this color, and the I piece has to be that color. Pieces have to rotate in a certain direction with each button. They have to react in specific ways when they do rotate. There has to be different scoring. So it's not very much like any of the older Tetris games, if you've ever played them, like NES Tetris, or if you've seen Tetris the Grandmaster. It's a very different style of gameplay. At least in the online, what you'll end up doing often is a 4-wide well. So if you don't know what a well is, if you look at the left-hand side where he just got that Tetris, that is a well because, you know, it's like water well. It's just, there's space there, and you want it deep so that way you can get your Tetrises. But because this is a guideline game, the Tetrises are not weighted score-wise or damage-wise as much as combos. So one of the strategies is to create a well that is wider than one line, and you can continuously spam pieces down it to continue to do singles. And those multiple singles in a row are weighted more than having a Tetris. So whenever you're doing kind of like the Tetris side, at least for online, in the adventure mode it depends, because I mean the AI is fairly not smart. You can kind of get away with a lot of things, but that's kind of like the top tier way to play in this game, the meta currently.
Yeah. General strategy for Tetris players. If you're going up against a Puyo player, you'll generally want to keep clearing lines as much as possible. But for Tetris versus Tetris, you can do stuff like this, where you can just build up a 4-wide. Hopefully, you can let it go here. That was not very good. Okay, this is much better.
There you go. Look at that. Just spamming all those combos. And that's what you want to do, especially in a versus Tetris situation. Because as you can see, the opponent literally has nothing they can do. They've reached the top of the play field there, so.
Yeah, if you could get like a massive combo going with like 13, 14, not much for your opponent to do. Because they'll get a lot of courage and basically die.
Tetris. I never back down.
So yeah, the way that the adventure mode works is that it introduces a concept, and then you kind of just play that concept to every variation that you can. So right now, the theme is Tetris, so that's why FFR is playing Tetris all the time. And he had a line clear, he had a versus Puyo clear, match, and there's just going to be different things, but he's going to be mainly playing Tetris. When he gets to like the next level or stage or world, whatever they call it in this game, I forget, he'll be playing like Puyo, and then it just kind of goes through all the game modes in the game in kind of a nifty way, so by the time you're done playing the game, you would have played every mode possible in the game, so.
That was a good one. 41 seconds is good.
And you've gotten 3 stars on every stage so far, haven't you?
I think so. And oh boy, Puyo. Oh boy.
So yeah, this is kind of the sad part of the game because it's a Puyo game first and foremost, but at least in the online meta, Puyo is significantly weaker. And it kind of trips people up because when new people to the game, Puyo is inherently stronger than Tetris. At least the way that I kind of explain it or rationalize it all is that Puyo is more of a tank. If you were to compare it, you take a lot of time to set up your chains, which if you don't know what a chain is, it's when all those Puyos are dropped, and as soon as you clear one, the cascading effect will cause another Puyo color to clear, because 4 of them will clear. So yeah, right there, one cleared and another cleared, and that's a 2 chain. So you do a lot of effort to try to get as many chains going, so you can create a large one to send a lot of damage. So it's more of a tank in that way. It's very slow, but it's very powerful. And when you do Tetris, the meta for Tetris is that you're going to be doing a lot of combos. You're going to be creating that 4-wide well, and you're going to be stacking everything high up, and you're going to be slamming pieces down in that 4-wide well in order to be able to continue to get the singles and singles and singles and singles and singles. So in that way, Tetris is more of a machine gun in that you are doing little amounts of damage, but very, very fast. And because that adds up more, you end up winning most of the time, because by the time Puyo can get their shot off, you've already decimated them, essentially. So, at least from a beginner perspective, Tetris players don't understand that meta, and therefore they can't effectively send garbage over to their opponent. While a Puyo player, even though they're maybe like doing slow amounts, because of, even if they're doing small amounts of chains, if they continue at it, they are sending more garbage. So even if you're like an average Puyo player and you get like a 3-4 chain off maybe once or twice, that could potentially be enough for somebody not good at Tetris, because they're already having issues with the stack. None of this info is relevant whatsoever in the story mode, though, because again, the AI is not smart, and FFR can easily just kind of do as he pleases to wipe them out.
Yeah, you with my limited Puyo skill, I can still take these out pretty nicely. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, that was a really large clear, yeah. So just, no, I'll wait for the next match to kind of point out some more things for those maybe not familiar with the game. We're back to Tetris now. That's fun.
Yay, Tetris.
Yeah, to explain some of the stuff with Tetris, I mean, the reason that the strategy of that 4-wide well works is if you take a look, you have 5 pieces known in advance. So it lets you pre-plan out 5 pieces. That is a lot of knowing. If you think of like NES Tetris, you only know the next piece, so you can't really think ahead all that much. While in this game, you know 5 pieces, and there's only 7 pieces, I believe. And the way that Tetris works is that it actually uses something called a bag randomizer. So it would be as if you literally had a bag and there's 7 tokens in it. And you take them one out at a time. So if you take out an eye piece, that means you are not going to get an eye piece until the rest of the pieces are pulled out. I think it might be a 14 bag or anything like that, but I do know that it is a bag randomizer. So if you already know 5 of the pieces, you know that it's pretty much the order of what the pieces are going to come, and you can be very smart in planning out your stack in order to do that damage. While if you look at Puyo, you only know the one you have and the next 2, so there's not a lot of pre-planning that you can do in order to create those really large chains.
Should be pretty good.
So 3, 4 chain? 5 chain? 6 chain? Yeah, so the characters do their all crazy things. Ringo, for whatever reason, likes to yell math terms. I don't know the lore behind that, but she yells out math terms. Every character has their own little shtick that they do.
So far, my Puyo game is not too bad.
So, I do know a little bit about Puyo that I can explain, because I've been really Tetris heavy, because that's just... I know more about Tetris than I know about Puyo. But there's a couple different strategies to Puyo, and they mainly involve with the way that you stack your pieces. There's different stack your Puyos. There's different methodologies into creating the different chains. So one of them is called staircasing. So if we take a look at kind of like the left-hand side of FFR's playfield, you'll notice that, I don't know what color that is, green, yellow, whatever. In any case, there's 3 of them in like an L shape. And then what you would do is you would build kind of like another 3 on top of that of a different color, with then, if it's green, like the green on top of that one. So that way when you clear that one color, the piece will drop. So you would continuously kind of build staircases of those L's. So that way when you clear the second last one at the top, it will just cascade down the staircase in order to get a chain there. Another methodology, which is kind of, it's just really laissez-faire, is something called frog stacking, where you're basically just throwing pieces left and right just randomly, and you're hoping that when you do a clear of one color, the other colors will cascade, and it will just by chance happen to clear more and more chains. So you kind of end up getting more larger clears than just like a nice clean stack of 4s, but it is a valid strategy. It's more valid in games like Puzzle Fighter, but it does work in Puyo. There's a lot more different stacking methodologies, but I can't remember them for the life of me, so.
Yeah, the most common way that Puyo players like go about doing chains is using GTR. You'll see 95% of Puyo players use GTR. Because it makes it really easy to like extend your chain and kind of allow you to do whatever you want. There's other ones like stairs and like a few other names I can't think of.
Got it. That was perfect.
If S2 was here, he'd tell you like all about Puyo, cause
S2 has like literally always checks Twitter for Puyo stuff. Somebody should tweet at him
100%.
that FFR is playing Puyo Tetris at twitch.tv/NASA Marathon.
This is exciting.
He will instantly appear. It's like Beetlejuice. You just call his name 3 times and he will appear.
That's perfect.
Puyo versus Tetris. So yeah, as you can see, the AI is like, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll do this piece. Maybe I'll do that piece.
I need a...
There.
Try that.
Yeah. Hold. Spin attack.
Give it, meanie.
One of the fun things that, because you're not watching the cutscenes, you won't actually know, is that all the Tetris characters are actually named after the Tetraminos, so they're called like T and I and stuff like that. Like T is spelled like T-E-E. There has to be a name out of that. They can't just be single letters.
Spin attack.
Yeah.
Give it, meanie.
Kind of cool how they did that.
Sega went full out for this Tetris game. Which, I mean, it's not unsurprising. There was an era in time where Sega was the most popular company making Tetris games, at least in Japan. So they're very kind with the series. So,
There.
and I think actually, what probably even prompted this game to get translated is that more people were importing Puyo Tetris than playing Tetris Ultimate.
Stop it.
Wow.
I'd believe
Let's
it.
try that again.
There was a lot of
never
people,
back
because
down.
if on the PS3 it's region free, on the Vita it's region free, on the Xbox One it's region free, only on the Wii U and the 3DS it was region locked, which happen to be the most popular systems. But a lot of people owned a PS3,
There.
so it was very easy to just buy a copy online and play this.
Right, because
There.
you know Nintendo, they like to region lock this stuff.
Surprisingly, they removed it for the Switch, which is nifty. I enjoy
There.
it.
Wait, the Switch is not region locked?
Nope.
Oh, snap.
Right.
There. There.
So if anybody's wondering why this kind of is different, it's because it's mini Puyo. The Puyos I think are like, what,
I
half
never
the
back
size
down.
or whatever?
Yeah, they're half the size.
It's just a different gameplay mechanic is all. Like I said, you're literally gonna go through like every mechanic. This one is the most amount of fun, from at least a multiplayer perspective. So every 25 seconds, the game style changes. So right now they're playing Tetris, but then once the clock runs out, they're gonna be playing Puyo. So their Tetris game is frozen, and then they need to play Puyo, and it flips back and forth. Also, S2 says that he loves you, FFR, so I just want to let you know that.
That was
Yo, I
one.
love you too, S2.
He doesn't love me, which I find highly disappointing.
Oh,
But that's okay. I'm just gonna cry.
Okay,
Cry behind these animals. What are these? This is a lion, I'm assuming. There's a big lion. What is this? This is a bear. Alright, I'll keep the bear here. He's a very Slavic animal. Kind of Nando. Our affiliate Nando in the middle here. Somebody only loves people who accept pineapple pizza as an equally good pizza to any other pizza. What's your thoughts on pineapple on pizza, FFR?
pineapple pizza is delicious.
Puyo as planned.
Anybody who says otherwise needs to be timed out in chat. And as NASA staff, I can totally have that happen.
I don't know why people hate pineapple pizza so much.
I think it's just due to the fact that pineapple's a fruit, and pizza is essentially like veggies and
I
meat.
can see
Like,
it.
who throws fruit
It's
on top?
coming.
But then, like, people make like, what is it? Purees and like, I don't know, what the hell is the word? I forget. But people chefs definitely throw like fruit on top of regular food, and people are like, oh my god, this tastes amazing.
Yeah. People do that.
Yeah, some tomatoes and peppers are fruit, but they're not sweet. I think people don't like the sweetness of a pineapple on their pizza. But I mean, people like sweet and salty snacks, so I don't get it. You just need to have the
No.
right type of... Like, if you're just throwing pineapple pizza on a, like, cheese pizza, you're doing it wrong. You need to, like, you just need to go somewhere else, because that's disgusting. The reason a Hawaiian pizza works is because you have bacon, you have ham,
No, you
and
can't.
you have the pineapple, and the three balance each other out. Like, people throw pineapple slices on their pork all the
No, you
time,
can't.
but somehow, when you combine it on a pizza together with some cheese and bread, it's magically, like, a problem.
No, you can't.
I don't know.
I should have.
People are weird.
This.
That was perfect.
I agree. What do you think, Bear? I think that's a case closed.
Time for Puyo Puyo.
Alright, we're still doing swaps, are we?
Yeah, still in swap mode. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, we're gonna make that wool.
Hiya! Take that! I'm ready.
Alright. Who's throwing Canadian bacon on their pizzas? What is wrong with you people? You don't put Canadian bacon on a Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, I think you
This
go regular bacon.
You
for
get
that.
regular bacon, which is like the back belly or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's like the strip bacon for you Europeans. Like, get out of here.
What?
Are we about to get a really awesome chain?
Well,
No, but you got like a combo. So that's nifty.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, now
first
you're gonna
chain.
decimate with the Tetris, so.
Fireball! There! Fireball! Fireball! Ice storm!
No, that doesn't work.
Ha!
There's
Take that! There's that! There! Fireball! I'm ready!
okay, that will work once I get back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this.
Fireball! Ice storm! Ah! There! Fireball! You'll regret this. We did it, Carby! Goo-goo!
Yeah, also one annoying thing about swap mode is as long as your opponent keeps making clears, they can just keep delaying the garbage.
Alright, so somebody thinks that people don't want to be here because of Pizza Opinion Association. I think we have to do a poll here now.
Spin attack. Excellent.
Got it.
There. Yeah.
I'm gonna see how far this microphone reaches.
Excellent. There. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Ready? Look.
This should have a range of like, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 feet.
Ready?
I might be able to make it,
Look. Excellent.
but I'm gonna figure this out.
Let's do it. Ready? Look. Excellent. There. Yeah. Let's do it. Ready? Prepare yourself. T-strike. Excellent. There. Yeah. Let's do it. Ready? Prepare yourself. T-strike. Excellent.
Got it.
There. Next Let's do it. Ready? Let's finish it.
I need to study more.
I never back down. Tetris. I never back down.
Oh my goodness, where did he go?
It's going good. It's going good.
100%. Solved it. Got it. This is exciting. Cosine A+. Solved it. Got it. This is exciting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tangent A+. That was perfect.
All right, so I finished conducting my research, and there is more people who think that pineapple does belong on pizza than the people who disagree that pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Mr. Bear agrees with me. But the reason people are also not here is because people are playing like this legacy and practicing for runs and doing a bunch of other stuff. So I just can't blame them for wanting to have fun at an event for fun. It's like an amazing concept, I know. So remember to smash that subscribe button for pizza, even if you'd like or dislike pineapple. Everybody is equal in their opinions. Oh, this is an amazing game mode. So this is Big Bang mode for did you explain what this is?
No, I didn't explain what
Perfect. Alright, so this is Big Bang mode. So this is essentially a speedrun mode. So we're doing a speedrun in a speedrun. We're going Inception here. So the way that it works is that you have a set board. As you can see, he's getting a set thing of pieces, and he has to drop them in a certain way that will clear the whole entire board. And it's a lot harder for Puyo if you're not good at Puyo because your brain can't think. Like, oh, this is all going to cascade and be fine. But you can kind of somewhat tell, like this one here, it's easy. Because the way that it works is it starts off easy, and then it progressively gets harder and harder. So, sometimes you might have to drop multiple pieces in order to do a full clear. That's just the way it works. For Tetris, it's a bit more interesting, I think, because you have the same piece, like it'll be all Z's or all S's, and you have to drop them quickly in little holes to clear each line one by one until you've cleared to the bottom. Sometimes it will rotate between pieces, like you'll be doing two. Once you reach a certain point, you have to actually abuse the rotation system to squeeze pieces in that would normally not be able to fit in order to bring them all the way to the bottom. So,
Yeah, you start doing like L spin, J spin, I spin. Pretty cool.
and yeah, the way that it works, the final part of Big Bang mode is because it's a versus. Whoever clears the most, like progresses the farthest, will win that match or round, and they will inflict damage onto the opponent because both players have a life bar. So as you can see, Evivar completely decimated the right-hand side of AI opponent.
Let's try that again.
And yeah, that's just the way it works. It's like a speedrun puzzle fighting game in a way. This game has it all.
Yeah, That last stage actually went really bad. Because I actually missed the quick kill by only doing 1 HP of damage. So I did exactly half instead of doing like the full bar.
Cyclone! Check out that Tetris! Cyclone! Hi-ya! Flare! Check out that Tetris! Flare! Yay!
Okay, not bad.
Eyelashes!
So one cool thing about Tiny Puyo is that if you do a Puyo clear of 5 or more, you go up 1 level every time. So just making clears of 5 or more is just a really fast way to get through the Tiny Puyo stages. Also, this quick kill right here is actually RNG. And I'm not getting good RNG.
Can I get a human hydration bot to bring me some water, please?
Yeah, we're in dry motion.
That's okay.
Slacking on his go.
We have a replacement.
Alright, cool, sweet. How much were we supposed to consume by this point?
I'm not entirely sure. I would say definitely like between 1 cup to 2 cups of water. Do we both need water? I'm gonna go with a no because he hasn't responded. Battery's really into his Big Bang right now.
Yeah, I'm alright for right now.
But yeah, if you look at the right-hand side, you kind of see what I was saying with, oh, perfect, thank you. Now we can get some ASMR going here. Hold on. The refreshing taste of cold water.
Yeah.
The taste of a generation. In before Pepsi suits me. And I don't know if anybody was paying attention to the right-hand side, but that was the Tetris half of Big Bang. And as you could saw, it was just like really fast, smashing the pieces down in order to create singles. The great part about this game is that it's very... you don't have to play Puyo or you don't have to play Tetris. You can play whichever one you want generally within the different game modes. And there's actually even a game mode that combines the two together. So...
Yeah, we'll get to see that later on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do not enjoy that game mode at all, but I thoroughly respect the people who are very good at it.
Especially when people play it competitively, it's
crazy.
quite cool to watch.
The competitive scene in this game is kind of weird because it's a Puyo game first, but everybody's playing it for Tetris because it's the only good recent Tetris game that's come out in like a very long time.
Oh, Tetris.
Yeah, that could explain why like
There.
19 of the top 20 ranked players in the world play Tetris.
There.
Tetris is also very broken at the high level of the ladder, for the reasons that was mentioned a lot earlier.
I never back down.
I don't think the competitive can ever be balanced for pure Tetris against Puyo, which is why personally I'm a fan of swap mode. If you're weak at Tetris but really strong at Puyo, it gives you a chance to still dominate, and vice versa. So
Here
Here.
See, BB4K agrees with me that swap is the way to go.
Yeah, swap's really good because you can use your strength to sort of bail you out.
Here. Come on. Parfait. Parfait. Gingerbread.
I screwed that up.
Yeah.
Here. Parfait. Here. Come on.
It's actually really interesting, because not in, at least me and FFR are very used to the combo Tetris thought process, because one of the other Tetris games that both of us run is Match the Tetris Challenge, which the whole way to be good at that game is involved with doing combos, so
Yeah.
it's nice because you can play one game and kind of practice for the other. Yep, it's not perfectly, but just the fact that you're always thinking about the most efficient way to create a combo is really good.
Yeah, the comboing between this game and Match with Tetris is a little bit different, but
Come on. Parfait.
kind of the same thing.
Donuts. Here. Here.
I'll do better next time.
Piece of cake.
That was really slow because I didn't exactly get my 4 wide off. But now we come to the best speedrun mode.
Oh yeah, this is pretty much, if you've ever watched Tetris the Grandmaster and its item mode, kind of this. I mean, this kind of gameplay I'm fairly certain has existed for a very long time, but it's really fun in Puyo Tetris because of just like the mayhem that it can cause.
Yeah, especially when you like just have like items everywhere. You can get some pretty crazy things happening.
Go get him!
I would say false. Fusion is definitely worse than party mode. Mainly because I am way better at fusion. I'm way better at party mode than fusion, and I think most people are.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Tetris time! Fireball! Ice storm! Fireball! Fireball! Go get him!
No.
Ice storm!
You're strong.
Fireball!
Alright. I think that should be good for this stage.
Yep. Because the way that it works is, it's like points based, so you're ahead and you're in first. And you know that you can stay in first, you don't actually have to do anything else.
Yeah. Because all that matters is that you get a higher score than your opponent. Now, of course, what sucks about this is if you fail, then you lose 2 minutes, and that's not fun.
Cheated.
We're number one! Goo goo! Tetris time!
Oh yeah, right now
Time!
we have the goo-goos, the goo-goo-goos. There's that little, what is it, yellow in color thing? It's called Carbuncle.
Goo!
It's a
Yeah.
Puyo mascot, essentially. The Tetris equivalent is,
P.
yeah.
Tetris
Not as
as
good.
planned.
The music in Puyo Tetris is also pretty lit.
Yeah, they got some good music in here.
They even have the original, like, Sega Tetris background and music as well.
I can see it.
That-
Solved.
It's coming.
In the
Swap.
nick of time.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, give me... Purple, okay.
Swap.
What?
No, you can't. Out.
Solved. Got it.
I can see it.
Cosign.
No, you can't.
Solved.
Alright, she's
No,
done.
you can't. No. I should
that
have
was pretty
predicted
good.
this.
That was perfect. Solved it. Solved it. Got it. Side.
Oh, look at that, you cleared it.
Yay!
That was perfect.
Yay, I can Puyo.
I would really hope so at this point. We're on, what, stage 4
I
or
think this is
5?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Tetris time.
Generally, if you can't Puyo, you get blocked off at stage 2, because that's where everything Puyo kind of starts.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, I got blocked on for the longest time until I realized that you can change the skin of the Puyos. Because I'm colorblind and the two look pretty much the same. And then I could actually play the game, it's amazing.
That was a close one.
What do I do here? Let's try that.
Let's swing. Flame. Here I go. Flame.
And Tetris Barrage begins.
Cyclone. Here it comes.
That does not work.
No.
Whoops.
That's a misdrop.
I got cut. Here I go. Cyclone. Flame. Cyclone. Let's swing. Ha. Here it comes. Ha. Here it comes. Whoopsie. I got. Ha. Here it comes. Whoopsie.
This is kind of
Oh.
bad.
Can we get... Oh, just 2 more seconds!
That was a close one.
Alright.
We just made it.
We're still living.
Scorch. Whoopsie. Flame. Check out that Tetris. Here I go. No.
Can you finish it before it switches over to Puyo? It's life or death here.
Let's swing.
I think it's done.
Oh no, we're still
Oh.
living. Still living.
This recovery. Oh boy.
Still living.
We're on the edge of glory.
Here it comes. I got. Here I go. That was a close one. Check out that
Ooh.
Tetris.
Alright, I think this might be it. I think we might be finally out of here.
Check out that Tetris.
Alright.
That was... I mean, it was slow, but the recovery was top-notch.
Yeah, that was looking scary in Puyo because I was trying to go for a chain, then the opponent started doing stuff. So that got a little bit scary, but
You're getting a lot of clappers in chat. I'll give you a golf clap.
Alright. After all, we did just do golf, so...
We did just do Mario Golf. It's actually still playing on the TVs. Because we never shut off the console. I've been watching the demo reel for Mario Golf in the corner of my eye for like the past 44 minutes and 49 seconds.
Alright. Now we have more party mode. I'm hoping
Brace yourself.
to not lose this, because...
Oh, you have a lot of time. As long as you kind of just
Oh, I got
not
no
screw up.
rotating twice in a row. Okay, I can do that.
Brace yourself.
One nice thing about that is you do have hard drop for the Puyo party mode.
Oh yeah, that's another difference between like Puyo and Tetris is that in Tetris you can hard drop where the pieces instantly slam to the ground and you don't have any control of them, but they instantly are at the wherever they would reach. Puyo does not have that. You are at the mercy of the speed of the game giving them to you, except for in cases of like this mode where you can actually do a hard drop on them.
Brace yourself. Thunderstorm.
You can just see cool items, like you saw earlier, I got the searchlight, I got no rotate. A bunch of other cool items you can get.
It's like playing Mario Kart and you get all the items that just happen to annoy the people you're playing with. That's party mode. It's great.
Right there, I gave my opponent Katana mode.
Dominoes are great. Nobody knows what to do with them.
Except for me. Well,
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, pretty much. And that guy who has world record.
Oh, I better hurry up.
There we go.
No, I lost.
Oh,
He actually took away points from me, and that caused me to lose.
what a bum.
So that's unfortunate.
That's just like 2 minutes
Brace
gone
yourself.
right there. Alright, so since we're basically watching the same thing, what does chat want to talk about for the next 103 seconds?
Watch him talk about pizza again.
Hey man, I'm down. I'm here to debate anything. As long as it entertains chat. That's my one goal in life.
Night blade.
I think some people in chat need to learn new memes. Is what I'm thinking here right now.
Yeah, well, we could teach him.
I'm on.
We talked about the great shoe escape of NASA 2016. That is a brilliant topic, CB40. I love this topic. So, so some history in the first year of NASA, where it was in the greater Chicago area, there was a person who you may know as the one and only C2 Worlds Coexisting, and he was playing JSRF, also known as Jet Set Radio Features.
Brace yourself.
And there's a part in the game where you have to do something called a sewer skip. And people were taking off their shoes because, you know, being in shoes 24/7 is kind of uncomfy, even if you have really comfy shoes. So people were kind of taking off their shoes, and somehow it grew into a massive pile on the couch. And then we made a bet with Two Worlds that if he misses this sewer skip, that pile of shoes is getting dumped right on his head. It happened that he missed the sewer skip, and the pile of shoes went toppling on his head. True story. You can go watch it on the YouTube channel.
That is awesome.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tetris on CD I did have a pretty cool
I'm
soundtrack.
ready.
I don't know if it was better, but it was pretty cool.
Fireball! How dare you! Ice storm! How dare you! Ice storm! Hiya! Fireball! How dare you! There! Hiya!
I cannot get a forward off. This is no good.
Hiya! I'm ready.
I mean, we can always co-op percent if it gets really bad.
Fireball!
That's true.
Fireball! How dare you!
Alright, that's fine.
All right, you won. Good.
We did it,
'Cause
Carby!
I didn't feel like moving off the couch anyways,
Of course not.
so that's good.
Tetris. Take this. Tetris.
The points clear on Tetris is probably like the easiest thing in the game ever.
Ha! Thunderstorm. The day is mine.
Yeah, as long as you keep doing Tetrises, you basically cannot fail it.
Yeah.
Okay. This one I'll win for sure because I'm playing Tetris.
Up with this.
Oh hey, look at this. It's better do some.
That's mine.
Man, that would be so much effort to try to roll off the couch.
Up with
Like, there is a lip thing here. Like, it's a good measure this with the Nando pillow. That's like a whole Nando pillow. This thing is like 30 centimeters by like 30 centimeters. That's like... That's actually worse than trying to like get your bike to hop up the curb if you're like riding it. I'm not gonna attempt that because I have a feeling it would just not end up well.
fire.
Probably not.
There. Hold. Up with. Hold. Hold. That's mine. Up with. You fool. That's mine. Hold. Fire. Hold. There.
What was the AI doing? It's like trying to
Fire.
spot that Puyo like 20 times.
Yeah, I think it just ended up in that point where it's like it's in between two decisions and it can't decide which one's actually better
That's mine.
because it's always looking at what decision would be best.
Yeah.
There. Disaster. Got
That
it this time. That's mine.
is awful. I lost that one too. So yeah, we get to do this again.
Up. Eat this.
No rotating Tetris kind of sucks.
Eat this.
Does it's probably the worst one you can get actually. Because not being able to rotate just kind of screws you up so much.
Yeah. Okay, that's good right there.
Disaster.
Sweet. Oh, there's Hydration Bot. You've been live for just over 2 hours. Well, that's because the internet cut out, but we'll by this point in your broadcast, you should have consumed at least 8 ounces of water to maintain optimum hydration.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Well, I drank this whole cup a while ago, so there was definitely more than 8 ounces in here, I think. Yeah, I think I'm good. Thank you, Hydration Bot.
I'm the
Thank you.
Tetris King.
Alright. 3 more acts.
So an ounce is a unit of measure of liquids in America, which is the one country that doesn't use metric. I wish that, Hydration Bot was in metric. Oh, it does say 240 milliliters. I totally drank that much, because, like, that cup can probably fit almost a whole can at the top, and that's 225 milliliters.
Alright, this should kill.
You think you're gonna get first shot?
Oh yeah.
First try? Oh, that, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
cakes.
I knew I'd win.
It's called pop. Get over it.
Oh snap, we got an all clear.
You got, dang, that's pretty good. Too bad the all clear kind of does like nothing for you.
Yeah, it does nothing in this mode.
What other weird Canadian things do we have? Smarties in the States. Yeah, but I mean, in the States, a Smartie is like that compressed sugar pellet that as a child you probably crushed up and did weird things with that involved your nasal cavities. While here, we have a thing called a Smartie, which is pretty much an M&M but made by Nestle. And the American Smarties are called Rockets. We also have milk in bags for those of you who are deathly afraid of beverages outside of hard plastic containers. Coffee Crisp is a good chocolate thing. It's like wafers, but with coffee flavor in between it. So imagine like a Kit Kat Chunky, but coffee flavored and better. Poutine is definitely a good one. For a country that, like, has cheese heads, the fact that nobody takes fries, then puts cheese on and cheese on top of it, and then put cheese curds specifically, and then put gravy on top of it. The fact that it never came to mind to anybody and to the people down south is just mind-boggling. You somehow managed to deep fry cheese curds, which are delicious, and I really, really need to find some place that has deep fried cheese curds as good as they were in Minneapolis. But the fact that, like, you can't go to a place and get poutine in the States is, like, just mind-boggling.
Wow.
Don't mind if I do.
Fire.
Yeah, ketchup flavored is whatever. All dressed chips are where it's at, and I don't think the States has all dressed chips.
Don't mind if I do.
You know, all dressed chips is literally like every flavor: salt and vinegar, barbecue, ketchup, all those things. I'm pretty sure just in one.
Don't mind if I do.
Poutine is French Canadian, not Canadian.
In your shower.
Okay, just your point. Like it's still part of Canada. I'm sure that if you're in one state and another state does another thing, you're still gonna say it's American.
There.
In your shower.
There.
I'm hearing a no, so clearly, clearly the States is just culturally very different from Canada.
In your shower.
There.
Perhaps, yeah.
There. There.
Don't mind if I do.
Fire.
In your shower.
There.
Try this potion.
Fire.
You're still fairly ahead. I think you're fine.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, we'll just play out the last little bit here.
In your shower.
There.
Just be safe, because I mean, I lost 2 party mode stages.
That is fair. That is very fair. Better safe than sorry at this point. Don't want to waste too much time.
Yeah.
I never back down.
I mean, I got lots of time left.
Yeah, we got like almost half an hour.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Oh, is this solo Big Bang?
There.
Yeah, it is.
Let's do it. Ready? Spin
It's
attack.
solo
Excellent.
Puyo Big Bang though, which is not my favorite.
There.
I think I'm not very good at it.
Let's do it. Ready? Prepare
Okay, I
yourself.
wasn't
Prepare
really good
yourself.
for you either,
Walk down.
so.
Next time.
Although I should try it again because of Puzzle Fighter Mobile.
Let's do
I
it.
might be able to
Ready?
actually
Prepare
be
yourself.
decent at the
Prepare
game.
yourself. Prepare yourself.
Because
Walk down.
there's the
Excellent.
whole actually
There.
paying attention to like stuff like that.
Let's do it. Ready?
Yeah.
Spin attack. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
Back to
Prepare
playing
yourself.
Puzzle Fighter.
Walk down.
That's
Excellent.
that was a good game.
I never back
It's a pretty
down.
good game.
Alright, so back to Big Bang.
Easy peasy.
Oh, now we got Tetris Big Bang. This is where it's at. Look how quick he's slamming those
Oh
pieces.
yeah.
Let me try again.
This is my jam.
It's as quick as some people smash that, like, describe that.
True power. Victory! My true power!
God, this, yeah. I can agree.
Victory! Dragon tail! Let me try again!
Really not good. Like, I don't think it's any better in the Japanese version. If anything, I think it's the exact same.
This will probably overkill by a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What's interesting about this stage is that sometimes the AI will literally do nothing.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Fire breath! Dragon tail! Attack! You can't compete with me!
this is just regular versus. So he's gonna be going for that 4 wide that I've been mentioning all game. Speedrun.
Yeah, this is how I won the Tetris Bowling tournament at AGDQ earlier this year. Not doing a very good job of it right now. That does look more. Okay, this will work. There we go.
I'm actually just gonna nap for a little bit, so.
Alright, have fun. While I try to play Puyo. Okay, that works. Put that there.
Thinking this couch is really tiny.
Work.
There. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Spin attack.
Oh, good.
There. Yeah.
Ow.
There.
Oh, I lost.
Nice.
I never back down.
That actually went well. And oh boy, more party mode. Only got 2 acts left.
Go get him.
Oh, can maybe make that work. Please give me a green. Right.
Fireball.
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay.
You're mine now.
Go get him.
I'm mine.
There.
I'm mine. Thunderstorm. Brace yourself. Thunderstorm. Ha! Thunderstorm.
It's looking good. Should be able to win this.
Go get him.
Alright, we got him. Alright.
Fireball.
The taste of defeat.
We're number 1. Goo goo.
I'm trying to think. There might only be like 1 or 2 more party mode stages.
Tetris time. Tetris time. Ha! Tetris time. Ice storm.
got really high stacks.
Whoa! Hey! Oh no!
So,
Kill. Alright.
How'd that happen?
that was perfect.
I like how Mario Golf's still running. He's like,
Solved it.
didn't bother to turn that off.
Solved it. Solved it. Solved it. Solved it. That was perfect.
Yeah. Oh. This might be the last fighting on stage.
Huh? Science.
Go get him!
Huh?
Play!
Huh?
Oh, that's the garbage bin. I've seen that before. Didn't do anything because I didn't have any garbage, so, well.
Here I go! Play!
Oh, boy.
Go get him!
Huh?
Go get him! Play!
Oh, boy. Yep, still here. Yours.
Eh,
Here I go! Play!
okay, this is looking pretty good.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Go get him! Go get him!
Huh? Huh?
Go get him!
Alright, we did it.
Huh? Is it over?
Perfecto! Number one!
Alright. Got some more Tetris here.
Cyclone!
Whoop.
Check out that Tetris! Cyclone!
Huh.
Cyclone!
Didn't allow me to
Yay!
put that Z piece in there.
Puyo Puyo! Engage!
Oh yeah, that. Don't do that. Do that.
All right, I'm back. Maybe a little bit comfier.
Alright.
There!
Somebody thought I died. That's disappointing. Where are we in the game?
I think this is 6-6.
How many How many stages are there? 7 or 8? Or is there only 6? I've yet to actually beat this game, so I can't confirm.
There's, well, it's 10 stages per act. And 80% goes to Act 7.
There.
Man, you people don't know, like, the real reason of comfy.
There.
That's all I'm saying. I can't even be comfy without you people, like, going Family Feud, Steve Harvey.
There. I never
Disappointing.
back down.
Oh man. Oh, I was on 6-7. Okay. So on 6-8.
Is that the last one?
Well, there's 2 more for this act.
2 more for this act. Okay.
And then there's 1 more act after this.
Okay.
There. Yeah. There. Tetris. Hold. Spin attack. I never back down.
Alright. Yo, Big Bang. My jam.
Momentum achieved.
You like that? There.
Vital scan.
Oh yeah, we got some big
That's
fish.
it. You like that? There. Lipstick. That's easy. You like that? There.
What's interesting about the storyline is that,
That's easy.
you know, I'm playing as the girl, and I'm facing her papa, which is a robot.
That's easy. You like that? There.
Oh yeah, that is a plot point, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Japan. There always has to be robots somewhere.
Vital scan.
Yeah, this game is a lot, like, there's very long cutscenes between each part of the game. The lore goes very deep. Very deep. Like Mariana's Trench deep. That's some overkill.
Recharge mode engaged.
Yeah. I do have notes on my computer. Okay, no, this is the last party mode stage. Pretty sure. I do have notes that, where I actually clear a certain amount of boards for each party mode stage. To try to get less overkill. Just save a little bit of time.
Got it this time.
She fought her dad for plot reasons. And because, like, if you think of every anime, it always ends up being that you fight, like, one of your... What is it? I can't remember the word right now, I'm so tired. But in any case, it's just a regular anime trope, because let's throw that in the Tetris game. Puyo game, really. It's a Puyo Tetris game. No, because relatives are, like, they're still there. Like, your paternal figures, I guess. Your biological parents, I don't know. In any case. Watching anime is generally a mistake, so...
to the last act.
Sweet.
We might get underestimate. And we have the last mode that we're about to play. So here we go, fusion mode.
Oh, the worst mode. Personally, anyways. Maybe if I was actually good at fusion mode, I would like it, but it's just, I don't know. The way that it works is like, as you can see, you get Puyo pieces mainly, and you get like some crazy Puyo pieces, and then you get Tetris pieces. It actually depends on what character you're playing as. Different characters have different pieces that they will get in a row, and what pieces they get, I believe, as well, like the Tetris pieces. Or the big pieces. So there's a bit of a meta more than likely with what character you pick for fusion mode. And then the goal is to like play regular Puyo, but also do Tetris clears. And Tetris pieces will fall through Puyo pieces, or if you hard drop them, they will squish right through them. So it can get very deep, but it is not beginner friendly in the slightest.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting mode.
Oh no! I knew I'd win.
Because the field, it's bigger than a Puyo field, but smaller than the Tetris fields.
Yep.
I do like this music. This music is a cool little jam.
I would agree. This is definitely the Cosmic Brain game mode. Man, if your crossover, like, bar is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic, you need to learn about more crossovers, just saying. That's like your pinnacle of crossover games.
Yeah, there are better crossover games than that. Not sending enough garbage here. We need to build up. Just a bit more.
Oh, yeah.
That's a miss.
That is very true. FFR hasn't been really getting garbage blocks, so I haven't even, like, really paid attention. But when you do, like, Tetris blocks can go through, cut through the garbage and clear it out. Especially if you're hard dropping, so if you're in a, like, tough situation, you could potentially kind of save yourself with it, but...
That was kind of slow. Generally, you want to send about a star worth of garbage, like right off the start. That would generally get him very quickly.
Marvel vs. Capcom is a pretty legit server, so I agree with that one.
That's a good one.
I don't know if I want more. This is a very good question. Like, what am I supposed to want more of?
Yeah, she didn't
It could
specify.
be literally anything. And I'm supposed to know if I want more of it. It's just like... Another legit like puzzle crossover that's happening is that like Crystal Warriors or whatever that Nicholas is making. The puzzle fighter made by not Capcom. That's coming out on Switch. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Nice. Oh, nice. That was good.
Oh yeah, that was actually pretty good clear. Only 1 star though.
That's fine. Stars don't matter. It's just beating the stage.
Oh, finally a non-fusion mode. The bias is totally not coming through in my voice right now.
Check out that Tetris. Cyclone! Flame!
Sushi Striker is gonna be legit. Oh yeah, there was Mario Puzzles and Dragons. That was a pretty fun puzzle game.
Check out that Tetris.
That was a good crossover.
What sort of game is that sushi game? Is that like Puzzle Fighter-ish?
No. No, not in the slightest. It's its own unique thing.
There!
So, got it. Exciting. Mix J. Cosine. Tangent. Algorithm.
I'll have you know that no Nasseron goes overestimate ever. We are just that marathon. So it's not going to go overestimate. Trust us.
Yeah. It's never an overestimate,
I'll do
Rod.
better next
Yep.
time.
That was perfect.
4 more stages.
I've had enough comfiness for now.
Oh yeah, I can't hard drop. That's right.
That's beautiful.
Solved it. Solved it. Got it. Solved it. Got it. Side.
There we go.
Solved it. Got it. Solved it. Solved it. Got it. That was perfect.
I mean, you guys keep saying that this is the first run that will go over, but I don't think so.
Puyo, Puyo,
No, I don't
engage!
see it.
I don't see it either, honestly.
New dimension!
Oh, got some Tetris going on.
There! New dimension!
Okay, oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
There!
We're almost done. Home stretch.
There. Yeah. Hold. Hold. Good. Spin attack. Spin attack.
Alright, this
Lock
will work.
move. Lock down. T-strike.
Almost there.
Good move.
Pretty good combo.
Oh, he tried to do T-spin on me.
Never back down.
Yeah,
That's not having
T-spins do get you points, but like, it's nobody does them for serious. I mean, they'd used to in multiplayer, but
Alright, last stage.
not when 4 wide kind of became the norm at this point.
There. There.
So,
Yeah. There.
so. So. Got it.
There.
Mixed J.
There. There. Yeah. What?
Got it. Mixed J. That was lucky.
What?
Time.
All right,
Better next time.
look at that. We're 31 seconds
Yeah, there
under
you go.
estimate.
We did it.
It's beautiful how every single run is somehow underestimate at this event. It's like,
Right, I did it.
yeah, we only get the top people who can pull off
Yeah, exactly.
pull off such magical things where it's always underestimate.
Could be just barely underestimate, but underestimate. It's underestimate.
Yeah. All right, are we good for the next game? Like, can we start setting that up?
Yeah, what is the next game?
Oh yeah, dude, do that. That makes life super easy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
There you go.
that's beautiful. I don't even have to do anything. All right, I'm done.